Therefore, the winner for the position of chairman is Omolo Victor Otieno.
Yeah, my expectation in the just concluded SOMU election, it's the real thing that I was almost predicting, and one of the analyses that I did, it has actually come to pass. Even though on the position of the chair, there were little hiccups here and there due to the high number of aspirants or candidates that were given the platform to contest. But what we can see that good strategy, good people as your backup plan makes you to merit on when the time is there. We have also realized that the delegates are people who are very rational and very sober in terms of decision making, and even this regime that is going to be there, it is what we expected. From the position of the persons with disability, CS sports, treasurer, the vice person to the chairperson. It was the expectation. I personally am so happy about the just concluded election. The delegates have given us the best from the rest. Mr. Nick Kosgei, as you know, there is winning before winning. That is something that the various aspirants or politicians must always know. We have the first wave, that is like those who behave like the flower girls in the political arena. And then we have the second wave. So the second wave, when you maintain it, it can take you to the third wave, where the third wave is always the final wave. So those people who always have the first wave, most of them stagnate at the first wave and they think they have achieved everything. So if you do not get out of the comfort, you end up staying there, and someone comes at the third wave and the person makes it. That is the thing. So it is winning before winning. That is what happens.
Well, in the just concluded elections, the outcome was as expected. We laid every good strategy, every needed strategy to ensure that we brought victory at home. All the strategies that were laid included, except for those that involved killing of human beings. So I think we deserved the victory, and we say thank you to the delegates who ensured that they stayed to the course, because all that we told them is kula kwa opponent, kura kwa Omolo. The secret behind the victory was just commitment and seriousness, because the team that we had was a serious team, a committed team, a team that was ready to have the victory. And more so to the candidates, Victor Molo and the VC, Vivian Mugure, were ready to the cause, because they were ready to have the victory with them. So they gave us an easy time as a team, and we thank them for making our work much easier. Fortunately or unfortunately, there is absolutely no candidate except for one Nyamusi among the endorsed candidates who won elections, or maybe the CS Sports, that is Gabi. So I think the endorsement factor didn't work this time, as has been the expectation of many comrades. And I think delegates or comrades are really waking up from tribal politics, because endorsement is something that is tribal, and the delegates said no to tribal politics. And I think that is why, even when you checked at how the celebration was on Friday, people from all tribes gathered in unison to celebrate the victory of our candidates. So I feel that the endorsement factor didn't work, and it was evident during the celebration.
I was part of Team Omolo's strategic team. We planned well during the election time. During the campaigns, we were always sitting down to plan. And when I saw the reluctance of the other candidates, I saw the win. I saw the win coming home. I can remember in the eve of the elections, we slept at around 3:30, just planning on how we are going to get the delegates to vote for us. In as much as we expected to be voted in by around 77 delegates, we were voted in by 38 delegates. This was half the number of what we expected, but at least we're happy the win came home. For many years, endorsements have been working in Maseno, but I think things are changing now. People are not looking at the popularity of the houses. People are looking at the capabilities and the abilities of the candidates. So by this I mean now the endorsements will not be working for Maseno candidates in the coming years. I'm expecting the new regime to build maybe on the development projects the outgoing Somu has left behind. Maybe try to do better than them. You know, the outgoing did something, previous regime left. Now I expect that this one will be building on the stalled projects that the outgoing regime has left behind.
Therefore, the winner for the position of chairperson is Omolo Victor Otieno.
I want to say that in my view, I never expected the outcome, especially under the docket of the Somu chair, because as many of us will attest to the fact that before the elections, before the electioneering period, the race had been tight, and the race had been seen to be very tight and stiff between Chamalwa and Matthias, because as many of us have already known, that our comrades from the Luo nation always bring very many aspirants to the table, and this always affects the outcome. That is, as long as very many people have shown a common interest for a common goal, it is always very difficult to tell the outcome of election. Actually, I never could tell that a Luo will merge as the president. Actually, on my side, though we were trying. Personally, I supported an aspirant who became number 2. But then that doesn't mean that the winner had never been my friend. Omolo, who is just elected the Somu chair, has been a brother to me. We've shared a brotherhood together. He's been my friend for a very long time. And therefore, when he shown his interest to go and vie for the Somu election, actually he approached me first and he told me that, Ngala, I want to go for this seat. Then I told him that if you are inwardly motivated that you want to go for it, rather than being pushed by some external forces, then I believe you are in a better position to make it. Then Adika, also a very good friend of mine, approached me over the same, and then it was like a very difficult task. It was like a bone of contention. Then I said that, gentlemen, we met together and said that we made an agreement. Gentlemen, this is what we must do. Either Adika or Omolo, one must step down on the favor of another if we have to have something very solid, a very solid competition and a very stiff competition to favor, to meet other aspirants from other houses. So this was a very difficult task to do, for them. And since Omolo was up, Adika was also up, it was never easy. Then we made an agreement again that we were going to do endorsement as Rasam was a house. And it was according to the agreement that whoever will be endorsed by the house, we will rally behind that person. So I don't see it as a challenge or maybe a very big problem with Omolo winning, because he was also a brother, a brother to us. We've shared a brotherhood. He is not an outcast. He is not an Osu like the Nigerians say. So in that, I never expected the race to be stiff just between these two men from the same house. But I'm very happy that he's also a very charismatic leader. He deserves that position. Then during the election of delegates, I also witnessed something, that many people came out to vie. Many people vied for the position of delegates. Like you'll wonder, in the School of Education, for instance, under the Department of Education Arts, we had very many delegates vying, candidates vying than usual, than we've had before. We had, I think it was around 40-something people. That number is too much. And I believe they were just right because, in the words of Plato, an individual who doesn't show the interest in the politics of the day must be prepared to be ruled and governed by inferiors or fools. So comrades of Maseno University were like awake, never to make mistakes they've made again.
So starting from my expectation as from the day of clearance, the day of campaigns, the day of elections, I've seen a lot around. Seeing how comrades and aspirants have been campaigning, it is all around that the end justifies the mean use. And you know, when corruption favors Christianity, they call it grace. What we can all talk about after the results were declared, or before the results were declared, some people were very, very sure that they are winning this thing. Specifically, when we are talking about the SOMU chair position, we gave everybody a platform, a fairly platform to campaign, and at some point, the least expected guy became the winner of this election. Because if you have seen online bloggings in the ground, I think if it was universal suffrage, as many could say, this guy Victor Omolo, who is now the president-elect, could now not be the SOMU chairperson. But now going to delegate system of voting, I think this was a deploy and a ploy and a conspiracy to kill democracy in public universities. Because if you'll see, it is all about betrayal, and effective next year or 2024, 2025, comrades really want universal suffrage system of voting so that the guy with the popular vote may win. We congratulate the SOMU chair candidate for clinching the seat, and we hope he will accordingly serve comrades. I want specifically to talk about house endorsements. If we really need this house supremacy to be preferred in this university, do we really need to tell those people that if a house has not been endorsed, you should step down? That is the way house supremacy is experienced. But now there's a problem in house endorsement primaries, because you get the guy who has not been endorsed is the guy who wins. If a guy who has not been endorsed is a guy who is clinching the position, then what for? What do we gain from house endorsements? Because if a house endorses you, does it mean you are automatically going to fail? No. And we really need this house as ethnicity-based, because these are like our homes in these universities, for either cultural heritage or something to deal with the unity of these students. But I think, as far as we are concerned about politics, we don't really need these house endorsements. They just help a little bit, but they can act as a ploy to kill your political career. My humble plea for the incoming executives is to lead students, to take them, and to glorify the comrades' power that has been lost all the way.
We did our best. This is just an art. I don't expect any division to come out from the results. And our delegates, we want to thank you. You did what you saw it's best. To our candidates who failed maybe, we want to tell you that the main purpose why we came to the university is for studies. So these are just co-curricular activities that we engage ourselves in. We expect that the new government to work specifically for the students, so that the students can feel the intensity of their leadership in SOMU currently. The outgoing office, we want to wish you well. You did your part, and it is now time you leave and leave the stage for those who are coming in. Don't mix or don't bring any division to the new people. Let them work the way they let you people work. And we expect the best for Maseno University, more so on student leadership. This is just where we train for our outside politics or the future politics. And we wish the best. We did what we could do as Team Adika, and we accepted the results. We are yet to move on and to focus specifically on our studies. Our endorsements, they helped somehow. You can see Muswepa endorsement did not go well for them. Rasamu endorsement did not go well, but we had the current Secretary General was Rasamu endorsed candidate, and Mugusa endorsement did not go well. But necessarily, this thing is not about endorsement. Endorsement should just add on what you already have. If you had nothing, then you get just what endorsement has brought on table. But if you work hard well, then you use what the endorsement is to give you, you win. And that is what I think Sam Tobias took advantage of. He had consolidated his team, worked well during that time, then just added on what endorsement brought in. And there he is, he's the SOMU Secretary General. Whether you lost the election or not, we are students of Maseno University, and we expect that whatever is going to come in, it is for every student. Everyone who is in the office, we ask you that you serve diligently all the students, regardless of the position they were in during the political campaign period.
Thank you, Nikos Gay, Digital Media, for covering this. It is a good election session that we've just experienced, and here we have good leadership that have been chosen by the delegates that were elected. Deep down, the reaction is just fine. We appreciate Omolo as the president and the elected executive that are going to support. Something about the delegates that I can never forget say that these people should not even be given attention after elections, because these people behaved in a way that was never expected, like a political strategist. Even the delegates that I really believed could have voted my candidate in, they really failed me, and at the end of the day we had another person altogether that representing the person, representing the place that I was strategizing. Let's appreciate the government that is here. Let's embrace inclusivity so that we can ensure the candidates that are elected for that position fit it, and we can help them deliver for Maseno University. That is the best thing that we can ever appreciate.
To all delegates, you really made us proud. You also made us shocked, but we believe in you because we know you are diligent people and comrades whom you sat down, you thought critically, and you came out and voted for the best leaders to Maseno University. Mine is to salute you. Despite a lot of expectations from you, you sat down and you gave us what we deserve. So for me, I want to urge all of you guys, to urge my fellow delegates that always stand firm, be wherever you are, and always be there to decide and make the right choice as you did.
In these elections, it has been actually very funny because we did the endorsement as Muswepa, and you know, as Muswepa, we also had our candidate. So when it came to elections, we actually lost. My candidate lost. So that is not according to my expectation. Yeah, but the elections was well done. You know, in as much as we have those big expectations, but the ballot is always secret. So to me, I think those people from the school, the students, the delegates from the School of Medicine are the one who determined these elections. Yeah, so they decided it is Victor Omolo. Congratulations to Victor Omolo. Endorsement works. It's only that through the ego of some people, because you realize that we endorsed Chamalwa, and those candidates who thought they are very strong realized that hawakufika hata kura 20. So endorsement works, but it depends with the other aspirants now swallowing their ambitions to next time and agreeing with the house, because actually where Chamalwa was, realized that he competed na mulifeel pressure yake. So endorsement works. It's only that some other people should just accept so that we win together. So to the new regime, I really wish them all the best. Yeah, so what we need from them, because whatever they are doing right now, it won't affect we elders or the 4th years. Yeah, so they should deliver the best. We expect them to work together with the other executives so that they can deliver to comrades. Yeah, so let them serve the comrades, because some of us have girlfriends around. We need the better Maseno. Congratulations to Victor Omolo. So, and they always say that a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. So this was my last bullet. We meet in the national politics.